Hi folks, it's Chloe again on day 2 of our presidential information. So today we are talking about Mr. John Adams, and so I'd like to start this out by telling you what he was best known for, other than being our second president. So as I did my research here, in between, because my video shut off at the last video, so I'm going to redo this. Okay, so Adams was well known for his extreme political independence, his brilliant mind, and passionate patriotism. He was a leader in the Continental Congress and an important diplomatic figure before becoming America's first vice president. John and Abigail Adams were the parents of another U.S. president, John Quincy Adams. So I'm going to start this one more time, and this time I won't ramble on forever because my camera shut off the last time. So let's just jump right into this. So what I find interesting is John Adams was the vice president for George Washington, and then he became president. And that happened, the first 3 presidents, they served as vice president, and then when it came time for a new election, then they became president, and then the next guy, which was Thomas Jefferson, who was John Adams' vice president, became the 3rd president of the U.S. And it did happen later with some other presidents as well, where they were vice president, and then the next term they served as president. So let's just jump right into this. So John Adams served 1 term in the office, in the presidency, from 1797 to 1801. So March 4th, 1797, as I ended my last one, he was inaugurated into office, which took place in Philadelphia, and Thomas Jefferson was his vice president. May 15th, 1797, the first special session of Congress, and they debated the mounting crisis in French-American relations. So apparently France and America were kind of at odds with each other when this country first started, which I would have thought it would have been Britain, but because we broke away from Britain to start a new country, but apparently we had problems with the French. May 19th, 1797, negotiating with France. Charles Pinckney, Elbridge Gerry, and John Marshall negotiate a settlement with France. June 24th, 1797, making a militia. Congress authorizes raising 80,000 men to form a militia in case of a war with France. And I can go into greater detail about any of these items, so just leave your comments below. If you want me to do some more research, I can either comment back to you or do a follow-up video. October 18th, 1797 was the XYZ affair. So Charles Pinckney, John Marshall, and Elbridge Gerry went to France to try to come to an agreement. While they were in France, they were ordered to pay a bribe to talk to the French Foreign Minister, Charles Maurice Talleyrand. January 8th, 1798, the 11th Amendment, because remember, George Washington did the first 10. The federal court shall not have jurisdiction over the litigation between people of one state with people of another state. April 3rd, 1798, the XYZ affair was exposed. So the XYZ affair happened in October of 1797, and then Adams told the Congress the details of the affair, which caused even more hostility between Congress and France in April of 1798. April 7th, 1798, the Mississippi Territory. The Spanish ceded the territory to the U.S. in 1795, which was the Treaty of San Lorenzo, which I talked about in yesterday's video. Winthrop Sargent is appointed the governor of Natchez, Natchez, which became, he was appointed the governor of the Mississippi Territory, and Natchez was the first capital of the Mississippi Territory. May 3rd of 1798, preparing for war. Adams enlists 10,000 men for service in case the U.S. is invaded, especially by the French, which we did end up going to war with them in the Navy. I'll get to that in a second. June 18th, 1798, the Alien and Sedition Acts. First of 4 acts aimed to curb criticism of the administration policies and prevent subversion. Required was naturalized citizenship, residence in the U.S. for 14 years, and declare intention for 5 years. At that time, there were 2 different political parties, which were the Federalist and the Democratic Republican. So that went into a lot more detail, so if you want to know more about that, comment. June 25th, 1798, passing the Alien Act, Congress gave Adams power to deport any alien deemed potentially dangerous to U.S. safety. July 6th, 1798, the Alien Enemies Act. Congress passes the third Alien and Sedition Act, allows apprehension and deportation of men coming from hostile countries. July 7th of 1798, Washington is appointed the Commander-in-Chief. So George Washington is now in charge of the U.S. Army, and there were treaties between, the treaties that were between the U.S. and France became null and void. July 14th, 1798, Sedition Act. Fourth and last act bill subjects fine and or imprisonment of obstruction of federal law. September 12th, 1798, Franklin's grandson was arrested. So the Philadelphia paper editor Ben Franklin Bach, grandson of Benjamin Franklin, was arrested under the Sedition Act for treason against the president. November 16th, 1798, Kentucky Resolutions. It was written by Thomas Jefferson, who was angry at the Adams administration. February 9th, 1799, victory against France. The U.S. frigate Constellation captures the French ship L'Insurgent near the island of St. Kitts. So there was hostilities in the seas. March 30th, 1799, the new envoys. So Van Murray, Chief Justice Oliver Ellsworth, and North Carolina Governor Davie served as U.S. envoys to France. July 11th, 1799, Treaty of Amity, treaty between the U.S. and Prussia in Berlin. October 26th, 1799, convicting Thomas Cooper. Thomas Cooper of Northumberland, Pennsylvania, was convicted under the Sedition Act. January 10th, 1800, treaty with Tunis. Treaty finally passed, originally from 1797. February 1st, 1800, Constellation and La Veneance. I cannot pronounce his name. Veneance. Veneance, however you pronounce that in French. U.S. Constellation defeats, that's our frigate, defeats the French warship La Veneance. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. April 4th, 1800, the Federal Bankruptcy Act. It provides merchants and traders, people that traded their goods, protection from their debtors. April 24th, 1800, establishing the Library of Congress. May 7th, 1800, dividing the Northwest Territory. So the Northwest Territory was divided, the border was between the north junction of the Ohio and Kentucky rivers. So the eastern half was called the Northwest Territory, and the western half was called the Indiana Territory. June 1st, 1800, Washington becomes the capital. So Washington, D.C. So Philadelphia ceased becoming the capital on June 11th. Congress convened in the new executive mansion in November. September 30th, 1800, the Treaty of Mortefontaine. The quasi-naval war with France ends. October 1st, 1800, the Treaty of San Ildefonso. Spain cedes the Louisiana Territory to France. November 11th, 1800, Adams loses the re-election. So the fourth election, Adams, who was the Federalist Party, loses. And Jefferson was going against Burr, Aaron Burr, who shot and killed Alexander Hamilton, Jefferson won the election. So on March 4th of 1801, Jefferson then becomes president. So tomorrow we will be talking about Thomas Jefferson and what happened while he was in office as the third president of the United States. So again, if you have any questions about any of these presidents, please leave your comments in below, and I will likely comment back to you. So if more than one of you might have the same question, just keep going back to the video and look for the comments and my response to those comments, and I'll do more research and let you know more information about it. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and let you go. It's probably a shorter video, but I want to end it before my camera shuts off again, because I only have like just under 19 minutes until my camera shuts off. So I hope you guys are all staying safe and happy, and just know, you know, with this whole COVID thing, just stay home. If you don't have to go out, don't go out. You know, we shouldn't be dealing with this, you know, a year later. So just stay home. If you have to go out, wear your mask, social distance, all that stuff. Just stay safe, keep everybody else safe, and let's get over this so that next year won't be a repeat of this year. So come back tomorrow for information about Thomas Jefferson, our third U.S. president, and the guy that's on the $5, or is on the $5 bill, I think? $20 bill. Jefferson's on the 20. Yeah, because I think Lincoln's on the 5. I gotta get my facts straight. So anyway, hope you enjoyed today's video, and hope you're enjoying this series. And so you guys take care. Come back tomorrow for Thomas Jefferson, and you guys have a sunny day.